Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video we have my monthly Will I Buy It. This was a series created by Samantha March, who has been doing these videos on her channel now for quite a few years. I will have Samantha's channel linked in the description box below. Samantha also kindly created the community Will I Buy It playlist, where videos like this can be all in one place and is a great way to have a look at all the latest releases. Seeing as we are now officially in December, I thought I would add some Christmas decor to my background. It is kind of precariously balanced on the headboard of the bed, so hopefully it stays in place, but I just thought it might add a bit of colour to the background. I don't know how well it'll come across on camera, but it is actually a sort of light up silhouette of Father Christmas. I just don't know how well it's going to come across. So I am actually filming this on Monday the 7th of December with the intention of it going live on Wednesday. I have the day off work today, so I'm hoping to try and get quite a few videos filmed. The only thing that I didn't take into account was the fact that they are building a lot of new houses not far from where I live, and it sounds like they're currently putting the foundations in and there's a constant banging. I should have known because it's been doing this for about 2 weeks now, but I just didn't even think when I was sitting down to film. So unfortunately you probably are going to hear it in the background of a few of my upcoming videos because I really need to film today and I can't keep stopping every time the banging goes on, because at the moment it's going on for about 6 or 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. So yeah, apologies if you can hear that. I'm hoping my voice will kind of overthrow it, but fingers crossed. Anyway, let's get on to talking about the makeup releases. There are quite a lot to go through, so I'm going to be as brief as I can on each one. As always, I take my information from the Trend Mood 1 Instagram feed, which I will also have linked in the description box below. So starting with a product that was announced back at the beginning of November, this is a new eyeshadow palette from the brand Beauty Bakery. This is a palette that is available now and it is called the Sugar Cookies palette. This is a really pretty palette with quite a few nice blue shades in it. I don't tend to reach very often for blue eyeshadow. If I do, I go for sort of muted blue, not these bright blues that look to be contained in this palette. But because of the blues, it did catch my eye. It is slightly different in that it has got that blue in the centre, but then it's also got some teals and greens as well. And then the neutrals in here do look really nice. I don't believe I've tried the eyeshadow formula from Beauty Bakery, so it does intrigue me, but I just don't think I would make full use of this palette. This one retails for $28 and it says it's made with organic and unrefined shea butter and it smells like chocolate. So that does sound really nice, but I think this one is a pass for me. Moving on, we have a release from the brand Winky Looks, and this is a cream blush, and these are the Cheeky Rose blushes. These caught my eye solely for the packaging. They do literally look like flowers in the pan. These come in 5 different shades and these are $20 each. It says they are infused with carnauba and vitamin E for smooth blendable results. It's a natural finish which gives a royal flush of pinks and reds, perfect for a radiant flush of colours. And the shades are Brilliant, Knickers, Dodgy, Crown and Tea Time. I don't really see any correlation between those names, but I can't imagine sort of if I ever did tutorials of applying a blush saying I'm now putting knickers on my cheek. So that's a very strange shade name, but they do look really pretty and they're not one for me because I don't like the cream blushes. I just like powder blush, but I do always like to include products that do kind of make me stop in my tracks when I'm looking through the Trend Mood 1 Instagram feed, and this one definitely did. So they are really cute and might actually be quite a nice little Christmas present for someone because they are something different, but yeah, not one that I'm going to be picking up. Next we have the collaboration between Colourpop and Raw Beauty Christie. This was released at the beginning of November and unsurprisingly it did sell out really quickly. I do believe they are doing a restock at some point this month. I want to say it's around about the 11th from what I remember. So I do really love the theme and overall aesthetic of this collection. It is inspired by Washington State, which is where Christie lives, and the tones in here are quite unique, I think. I do love the look of the palette and I would have purchased it to support her, but I just don't think I would have got my full use out of this one. I don't tend to overly reach for really dark shades. I do prefer lighter shades. So to be honest, I did actually find this palette quite intimidating. I have seen tutorials and things of looks created with this palette and they all look stunning, but I just think for me I wouldn't quite be able to make it work and I don't think I would fully use it. I I do also like that she included some different colours with the gel liners. You've got a green, a mustard yellow and then a brown shade, but again they are slightly different, so I do think overall this collection is pretty unique. Next we have a new release from Huda, and this is an eyeshadow palette that was actually exclusive to Cult Beauty. This one retailed for £27 and is the gold eyeshadow palette. When this one was first announced and I did see pictures and swatches, I was going to snap this one up, but the more I thought about it, the more I probably don't need it in my collection, and I also haven't had the best of luck with Huda palettes. So this is an absolutely gorgeous palette with the pinks and the gold tones, and one I know I would probably get a lot of use out of, but I just personally haven't had the best of luck with Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes, so it has put me off kind of future purchases of Huda palettes. Very did nearly buy this one, but for the time being it is a pass. Next we have an interesting collaboration between Essence, Catrice and Disney. So it looks like both brands have kind of teamed together to work with Disney. It looks like Essence have paired with the princesses and then Catrice have paired with the villains, which is a quite sort of unique idea. So for the villains collections we have Evil Queen, Ursula and then Maleficent. For the Essence Disney Princess collections we have Aurora, Snow White and Ariel. This says at this point they will be available mid-November online, so I presume you would possibly have to purchase direct from Catrice or Essence. I don't know if each of the sort of people's collections is a whole thing that you can purchase or you can purchase them separately. So just looking at the Catrice one, we've got the Evil Queen, which comes with a highlighter, an eyeshadow palette, a highlighter brush, a hydrating face mask and a full satin lipstick. And then for one of the Essence collaborations we have Aurora, which includes a face mask, a Princess Glow Mist, an eyeshadow palette, a smudging brush and a volume mascara. So it might be that you sort of buy it as a whole kit, which I do really like the idea of, and being Catrice and Essence, I know it's not going to break the bank, it is going to be quite reasonable. I don't know which of the collections draws me in the most. I would possibly say the Snow White one, to be honest, because that looks a little bit different. The Ariel one is a neutral palette with one kind of red shade, and then the Aurora palette is all berries and neutral tones. And then looking at the Catrice palette, the Evil Queen palette looks pretty nice but nothing too special. The Maleficent again looks very cool toned, a couple of sort of unique looking finishes, kind of like the recent Huda Beauty palette, but nothing spectacular there. And then the Ursula palette, that to me seems quite muted for Ursula. It does have a couple of purple type tones in there, but for me, for Ursula, I think there should be a lot more purple in there than there is. I do really like the look of this, and if I do see this on one of our websites, or I can possibly order from either Essence or Catrice, I think I might pick one of these up because they are really nice. And I don't think I've tried either of their eyeshadow palette formulas, so I'm excited to see if I can give this one a go. Next we have a new release from Milani, and these are the Colour Fetish Shine lipsticks. These retail for $8.99 each and come in 12 different shades. These say they are sheer to medium coverage, ultra moisturising, balm-like lipstick with an 85% blend of nourishing oils. These do look like really pretty lipsticks. I really like the packaging of these. They are slightly different. It looks like they have a good array of shades as well. And $9 isn't too bad of a price. Hopefully these will appear on Beauty Bay, which is the main place that you can get Milani here. Would be quite intrigued to give these a try. A lot of companies are releasing these sort of shine lipstick formulas, and for me it's the perfect lipstick to throw on for when I'm just around the house or working from home. If I've got Zoom calls but I don't need an intense sort of liquid lipstick, I will just throw on a more sheer lipstick to kind of make myself look a bit more put together. So these kind of look ideal to me. So this is another product that I'm definitely going to look into because I do want to try one of these. Next we have the Christmas release from Kylie Cosmetics, and this one is in collaboration with the Grinch. Not something I thought I would see. I've never really been drawn into any Kylie Cosmetics releases. I've always sort of glazed over them because they always seem a little bit boring, if I'm honest. This one did honestly catch my eye, and when I first seen it I did actually think it was from BH Cosmetics, mainly because of the shape of the palette, whereas I think I might be getting them mixed up with KKW Beauty, but for me the palette that I always see linked to one of the Kardashian Jenner clan is more of the longer palettes, not the square ones. So I did think this was BH Cosmetics and I was quite intrigued by it at that point, but when I seen it was Kylie Cosmetics it kind of ward me off because I knew it'd be more expensive. The eyeshadow palette is really pretty. I feel like it does kind of fit with the theme, but it could have maybe had a couple more green shades in there because obviously the Grinch is bright green. I like the packaging and the general aesthetic of things, but there's nothing other than the palette that really draw me in, and I say, for me, I don't think it'd be worth the price point. At the post I'm looking at, which is from the 14th of November, it does say coming soon, but I think this has now been released at this point, so it did catch my eye, but not one for me. Then we have a new release from Charlotte Tilbury. These are the Tinted Love, which appear to be lip and cheek tints. So these come in 5 different shades and are $34 each and are available now. It says that they are hydrating, long-lasting colour that glides on wet and leaves lips and cheeks with a natural looking satin stained finish with blendable and buildable texture. These ones don't really appeal to me. To be honest, when I first seen them, I didn't think they were Charlotte Tilbury. The packaging does look slightly different to her usual packaging. It looks a little bit cheaper, if I'm honest. Obviously at $34 they are definitely not cheaper. So yeah, they caught my eye, but not a product that I'm interested in. Then we have a new mascara from Maybelline. This is the Lash Sensational Sky High Lengthening and Volume Mascara. So this one says it is $11.49 and comes in either Very Black or Blackest Black. It says it delivers full volume and length with a flex brush which volumizes and extends every single lash from root to tip. A washable mascara formula infused with bamboo extract and fibres, removes easily. I am quite intrigued by this one. I was never the biggest fan of the original Lash Sensational, but this to me looks like more my kind of bristle, and I do definitely like lengthening mascaras. If they volumise, that's a bit of a bonus, but I always prefer lengthening over volume. And obviously being Maybelline, $11, it is reasonably priced. So I'm going to keep an eye on this one because I am quite intrigued by it. I might give it a go. Next we have a new eyeshadow palette from Violet Voss. This is the Forget Me Not palette and is one of the fun size palettes. I know she has a lot of palettes from this collection already, but I haven't seen a new one been added to it for some time. So this includes 10 mattes, foils, metallics and satin shades and is $18. I have had Violet Voss on my list of brands to try for I think the past couple of years, and I've never actually purchased anything. It's always been one of these fun size palettes that I've gone to try but just never bit the bullet. This isn't one that I would go for because I don't go for blue shades often enough to justify purchasing a predominantly 80% blue palette, but it is really pretty, and I do like there are still a couple of neutrals in there just to kind of tie everything in, and $18 I don't think is too badly priced, but this one isn't for me. Then we have a new Colourpop release, and this is one of their holiday collections. This is the Amaroo Collection, and this consists of 2 different eyeshadow palettes, some luxe lip oils and also some pressed powder blushes. The eyeshadow palettes are the Boudoir Noir and also the Ménage à Moi. That was a mouthful. And these are $18 each, and then there are 4 different lip oils which are $8 each and 2 of the pressed blushes which are $10 each. I have actually already made a purchase from this collection. I did pick up a couple of items in their recent 30% off Black Friday sale. It is on its way to me. I'm hoping it arrives really soon because I am keen to see what it's like in person. I did pick up the Boudoir Noir palette, which is the more gold tone palette. I don't necessarily need a gold and neutral palette because I have loads of them, but this one, it did catch my eye, and when I seen the swatches it did look really pretty. I haven't yet tried the lip oil formula from Colourpop, so I was quite tempted to pick one of them up, but they just looked a little bit too sheer for me that I don't know if I'd enjoy them, so I passed on that. I did just pick up the palette and a couple of other things in their 30% off sale. Then we have a new palette released from Physicians Formula, and this is a face palette. This is the All-Star Face Palette and includes 6 of their best-selling bronzers, face powders, blushes, highlighters in matte and multi-dimensional shades, and this is only $15. So it does include a matte Monoi butter bronzer, the Murumuru butter bronzer, a Glow Petals powder, a multicoloured powder, the Rose All Day Petal Glow, and then the Happy Booster Glow and Mood Booster blush. So this does look really intriguing. I do absolutely love the original butter bronzer formula, and I would be quite intrigued to try some more of their cheek products, but I don't know if I would get full use out of this, although it's only $15, so it might be worth a go. The only problem with these kind of palettes from Physicians Formula, they never seem to make their way over here, but if it does, this might be something that I would be interested in picking up. Then we have a new release from e.l.f. These are the Hydrating Core Lip Shine. So again, another lip shine kind of product, which they already do have some lip shine, so these ones might be more moisturising. It says a melting lip balm with a heart-shaped core that moisturises lips while adding a sheer tint of colour. So I presume the actual main thing of it is like their shine lipsticks that they have, but then they've now put some more moisturising core in it. So these are $6 each and come in 8 shades. I'm quite intrigued by these ones, if I'm honest, and for just $6 it might be something that's worth a go. I have just recently picked up a couple of things on e.l.f.'s website because they did have free shipping, and I didn't think to look at these because I think they were available. Yes, available now, which was as at the end of November, so kind of wish I would have picked one of these up, but they do look really interesting and is something that I might add to a basket on any future purchases because they do look good. Next, there is another holiday release from Colourpop, and this is another 9-pan palette. This one looks to be an all matte palette and is called the Big Poppy. This one doesn't say here on this post how much they retail for. It just says available November 23rd when they have their 30% off sale. So I think their 9-pan palettes are usually $12 or $14. It does look really pretty, but I'm definitely not an all matte palette kind of person. I did recently pick up the Dose of Colours Marvellous Mauves palette, which is an all matte palette, and I've used it a few times at this point and I just can't quite get a sort of cohesive look together because of all mattes, and I end up just going in with a shimmer anyway. So this one isn't for me, but it does look really pretty. Next, we have a new primer release from NYX. This is the Marshmallow Smoothing Primer and it is $17. It says the 10-in-1 Smoothing Super Primer infused with smoothing marshmallow root extract for 10 outstanding makeup benefits. With soft texture, dries down, totally transparent to work on all skin tones. Sounds quite interesting. I've never usually drawn in by primers because most of the time I forget to apply one, but this does look really interesting, and I like the fact it says it's got 10 different things, and $17 isn't too badly priced, so it's not one I would purchase straight away, but even when I finish my primers that I have open, it would be one I'd look into. Next, we have another eyeshadow palette release from Colourpop. This is the Fade Into the Hue palette, and this is $34 for 30 rainbow shades. This one did obviously catch my eye. I didn't think it was Colourpop when I first seen it. I maybe thought it was more like Violet Voss or something like that, one of her bigger palettes. It does look really pretty. It is a perfect rainbow palette. It does have every variation of each colour. I also like the way it is put in each row being from a colour story, but I know I definitely wouldn't make use out of this one, but it is really pretty. Then we have another e.l.f. release. So many e.l.f. and Colourpop releases this month. These are the new liquid metallic eyeshadows, and these come in 8 different shades and are $5 each. So this is another product that I have actually purchased and is one of the 2 things that I picked up in my recent e.l.f. haul. I can't remember the name of the shade that I picked up, but I think it might be the top one in the picture that I'm putting up. It is a sort of pinky shade. I do have a few sort of liquid eyeshadows in my collection, but I have like gold, silver, rose gold and copper, but I didn't have quite a few of these shades in here, to be honest. The green and the purple look really pretty, but I don't think I'd use them as much as I would maybe a pinky tone shimmer. I do have one of their liquid glitter shadows, but I am more into metallic shadows than glitter ones, so I'm thinking these ones might work for me a bit better than the glitter one. I do actually have the glitter one that I bought in my everyday makeup drawer, but I haven't tried it just yet. But I say it does look very glittery, so I think this one might be more for me, so I'm excited to give it a go once it arrives. Then we have the holiday collection of Lights Lacquer nail polishes, and these do look like really pretty shades, and to me the collection is very festive. You've got a red, a green and a gold in there. I have tried to purchase from Lights Lacquer, but if I remember rightly, the shipping was very expensive, so it did put me off. I believe these are normally only about $9 or $10 each, which I think is quite reasonable, but I think the shipping was something like $25, so I wish I could purchase from Lights Lacquer because I definitely would like to pick something up. I think in this collection, the one, I think it looks like a pinky shade on the bottom left, is the one that draws me in, although that green does look really nice as well. So this is a really nice collection and it does kind of scream holidays to me, but I won't be able to pick it up because I'm not paying $25 shipping. Next, we have a new release from Juvia's Place, and this is in collaboration with Yami and Jelena. The collection consists of a £6 eyeshadow and a couple of glosses. The eyeshadow palette is $15 and the lip glosses are $13 each. It does look like a beautiful, colourful collection, not one for me. I also didn't have the best of luck with one of their £6 palettes that I tried. I wasn't as impressed with the formula as I usually am. I do actually have a Juvia's Place palette on my eyes at the moment. And my mind's just gone blank as to which one it actually is, but it's one of the £12 palettes. I say I didn't have the best luck with the £6, so I would have wandered away from this one anyway. But the colour story, as beautiful as it is, I just don't think I would even know where to begin with that. So it's a really pretty collection, but not one for me. Then we have some new shades being added to the Lip Oil Crystal Elixir from Charlotte Tilbury. We now have Rose Lust and Berry Bliss. I was always quite intrigued to try this lip oil, but it is $40, which to me is too expensive for a lip oil. But these two new shades do look really pretty. To be honest, looking at the swatches on this picture, they don't look very different from each other, but I suppose lip oils aren't pigmented. So it does look nice and I am intrigued by the formula, but this one isn't for me. Next we have some new lip releases from Fenty Beauty, and these appear to be part of the sort of gloss bomb family. These are the Colour Drip Lip Creams, and these come in, I think it's 5 different shades and are $19 each. So we've got a berry red, a chocolate caramel, a rosy mauve, a honey butter brown, and then a universal rose nude. And these are available as at December 10th. I am definitely intrigued by these ones. I do have one of the original Fenty Gloss Bombs, and I can't remember the name of the shade. I won't say Uncuffed, but I think that's the liquid lipstick. Fussy, I think it's Fussy, the one that I've got. And I do absolutely love the formula. But I did just wish that the actual lip colour itself was slightly more pigmented, because I do definitely prefer a more pigmented gloss. So these ones might be kind of right up my alley. I don't know which shade I would go for. Maybe the sort of rose nude one, which is just called Fenty Glow. Although the Mauve Wives, which is the rosy mauve, does look really pretty as well. So these are definitely a product I would love to try. Then we have a couple of new products from Physicians Formula. These are part of the Butter Believe It line. So they have a putty primer and then a skin mist. This one just says coming soon, so there's no price details or anything at the moment, but I am quite intrigued by these ones, more so the putty primer. Although I've never got around to trying the one from e.l.f. I don't know if I would ever get around to trying it, but it does sound really nice and it's part of the kind of Physicians Formula butter lines, so I might like it because I love the bronzer so much. So I am definitely intrigued by this one, and I don't think they're going to be too expensive being Physicians Formula, so these ones have caught my eye. Then we have some more releases from Juvia's Place, and it looks like they are adding to their lip collections. So we have some new velvet matte lipsticks, some new liquid lipsticks, and also some new lip liners, and these are in the reds and berries. So I believe we have the sort of chocolates, the nudes, the pinks and the peaches. So now we've got reds and berries. I do love the formula of their velvet matte lipsticks, and I would definitely like to pick up some more shades. I don't know if the sort of reds and berries is where I would go. I do tend to stick to more neutrals, so none of the shades in here directly appeal to me, but I do like that they are expanding it because I think it is a really popular lipstick line. I had said recently that I was waiting for Beauty Bay to stock these lipsticks, but when I seen this post I did actually go and check on Beauty Bay and I cannot see Juvia's Place on there at all. So unfortunately I don't think they stock them anymore, so it looks like if I am going to order any more of the shades I am just going to have to order direct. I just hate that you sort of get stung for customs and their shipping isn't too cheap either, but I do really want more shades. And the final thing I had open was something from Too Faced. So these are, again, more lip products. So these appear to be additions to the Peach family. We have Peach Bloom lip balms and also Peach Bloom lip and cheek tints in juicy candy colours that give you a luminous glow, and these are available as at December 8th, which at the point you're seeing this should be yesterday. They do look really pretty. They didn't sort of scream Too Faced to me when I first seen them, but again, a lot of companies are going down the sort of lightweight lip products and lip balms and things at the moment, so they are definitely on trend. They do, with the kind of heart in the middle, look very similar to the ones that e.l.f. released, so I'm more inclined to try the ones from e.l.f. than the ones from Too Faced, obviously because the Too Faced ones are going to be more expensive. There's no price on the screen here, but again, I presume they are going to be around the $20 mark. So this release isn't one for me. I'm just going to do one last refresh of Trend Mood to make sure I've covered everything. And yeah, that appears that I have covered everything. So a lot of releases in the last month. But other than that, that is it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks.